guys, my name is Hannah Clark, and I'm here to teach you guys about the National Oregon Trail Center. Now, this trail center is located in Montpelier, Idaho. There's lots of fun things to do at this center. Alright, so number one, we've got an art museum upstairs. Downstairs we have a train museum, and we have a gift shop and a muffin, not a muffin museum, a muffin shop. Now, we also have a live tour you guys can go on. Some fun things you guys will get to learn about the live tour. Number one, how to shoot your guns, what to shoot them at, and stuff like that. Second part of the museum is a little more complicated. We teach you more about the medicines you're gonna need, how to use them, what to use them for, stuff like that. Poisonous plants, stuff to look for, and that stuff. Then you will be going on a simulated wagon ride. It is a little bumpy. We can walk you through it. It's pretty fun. Come see. Now, the last part of the tour is also pretty fun. I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about how to count your miles on the wagon. Now, how to count your miles. Okay, this is where the little kids come in on the trail. The little kids will stand by the wagon wheel, watch the white rag on the spoke of the wagon wheel, watch it go round and round, and it takes 360 turns of the wagon wheel just to make 1 mile. So 360 turns, go on, etc. 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. So that keeps the kids occupied. Another thing that we have the kids do is go gather buffalo chips. Now, if you guys don't know what they are, yes, it's buffalo poop, caca, whatever y'all want to call it. Okay, yes, we do burn these, but we do need to figure out if they're dry or wet. How do we do that? Well, I'll tell you. The little kids carry a poking stick with them. Now, yeah, you don't really want to poke. The little kids don't really want to poke other people with the stick, because if you haven't guessed already, they do stick it in the poop. Now, to figure out if it's dry, you stab it in the poop. If you pull it back out and it's wet, then you know the cow pie isn't dry. Now, if you stick it in there and nothing comes out on the stick, then you know it's dry, and you can gather it up in your skirt, bring it back to the fire, and burn them. They burn really easy. They don't smell super bad when you burn. It's really good fire starter for that kind of stuff. Now, when I came to work for the Oregon Trail Center, I was asked to find a character to imitate, kind of. Being an African-American worker, I was asked to act upon an African-American lady who was on the Oregon Trail at this time. Her name was Latita Carson. She was born, or I'm going to read a little bit about Latita Carson. She was born and enslaved in Kentucky sometime between 1814 and 1818. Little is known of her early life or how she got to Missouri at this time. Point being, before maybe 1845. In May 1845, Latita began a 6-month journey on the Oregon Trail, with an Irish immigrant named David Carson, a 45-year-old Platte County, Missouri landholder, who had become an American citizen in October 1844. Whether Latita was ever owned by David Carson is unclear. What is clear is that by that time they began to trek to Oregon. He recognized her as a free person on June 9th, somewhere near the crossing of the South Platte River. Where the Oregon Trail begins, Latita gave birth to a couple of her first children. Martha. Soon after arriving in the Oregon Trail, the family of 3 settled into a cabin they built on David's 640-acre Soap Creek Valley land claim. Son Adam was born in 1849. The next year, Oregon Trail officials reduced Carson's claim to 320 acres because it was illegal for Latita to be David's wife because of her race. Because being blacks were ineligible to make an Oregon land, so they weren't really able to own land at all. In September 1852, David died after a short illness, so he did make it to Oregon. He died after a short illness, leaving Latita and their 2 children behind, a wealthy white neighbor, Greenberry Smith, because executor of the estate, and declared that as slaves, Latita and her children themselves property, and therefore could not be heirs of the estate. Despite the unclear legal status, Latita Carson did sue Smith Trice in an effort to recover an equitable portion of David's land. So, yeah, they did make it to Oregon. Yes, she was able to buy the land and own the land and live on it for hopefully the rest of her life, as we know. In 1859, Oregon became a state and adopted its 1857 Constitution, which formally banned blacks from migrating there. The Constitution also restated the ban on black property ownership, voting rights, and the rights to sue in court to those few blacks already there in Oregon. So that's just a little bit about her. Maybe if you come to the Oregon Trail Center, I'll tell you a little bit more about her. But yeah, she was one of the first African Americans, non-slave African American landowner. Anyways, like and subscribe. I'd love to see you guys at the Oregon Trail Center this summer.